Spoiler alert, this list contains major plot twists from Attack on Titan. Proceed only if you're ready to relive the trauma. There are anime that thrill you, some that make you cry, others that make you cheer. And then there's Attack on Titan, the anime that grabs you by the throat, punches you in the soul, and whispers, "You know nothing." This show built its legacy on unpredictability, killing off main characters, flipping heroes into villains, and rewriting the world's rules with every new season. Just when you thought you had a grip on what was happening, boom, another mind-shattering twist. Whether it's a brutal death, a betrayal you never saw coming, or a revelation that makes you question everything. Attack on Titan thrives on the shock factor, but among the chaos, 6 moments stand tall. 6 turning points that stopped time, made jaws drop, and forced even the toughest fans to pause and whisper, "No way." So strap on your ODM gear and prepare for emotional damage, because today, we're counting down the top 6 most shocking moments in Attack on Titan. Starting off at number 6, we have number 6. Reiner and Bertholdt reveal themselves. Imagine you're casually standing on a wall, catching your breath after surviving yet another Titan ambush. Your comrade turns to you, not in a fight, not in a dramatic showdown, just mid-conversation, and says, "I'm the armored Titan. He's the colossal Titan." Wait, what? That's exactly what Reiner Braun drops on Eren in one of the most bizarrely casual and utterly devastating reveals in anime history. No music, no dramatic zooms, just a broken soldier confessing his sins like it's a therapy session. Reiner and Bertholdt, 2 characters who had been fighting alongside the scouts, mourning losses, risking their lives, were the very monsters who started this nightmare. They were the reason Eren's mother died, the reason the wall fell, the reason humanity was pushed to the brink. And they'd been right there, the entire time. It's not just what they say, it's how they say it. The quiet dread, the exhausted honesty, the feeling that these 2 aren't evil masterminds but damaged weapons of war who've reached their breaking point. Then, before Eren can even process what's happening, the sky cracks open. Lightning flashes. The transformation begins. Suddenly, it's chaos. A calm conversation explodes into betrayal, heartbreak, and a Titan smackdown for the ages. This moment redefined how Attack on Titan delivers plot twists, not with grand reveals, but with gut-wrenching truth bombs dropped when you least expect them. And just like Eren, we were all left screaming, "Why?" Coming up next, if you thought betrayal was bad, wait until you meet the girl with a trigger finger and 0 hesitation. Number 5, Mikasa kills 2 human traffickers without flinching. Before she became humanity's fiercest protector, Mikasa Ackerman was just a quiet little girl, living a peaceful life, until it all shattered. You remember the episode, the flashback, the dim cabin in the woods, Mikasa's parents murdered, her world destroyed in an instant. And then Eren shows up, barefoot and furious, to save her with a knife and raw rage. But here's the twist, he doesn't save her alone. Cornered by one of the traffickers, young Mikasa picks up the blade Eren dropped. Her hands are trembling, her eyes wide with fear. And then she strikes. One clean stab. Then another, and another. She keeps going until the man stops moving. And with that, something awakens in her. We see it in her eyes. That moment where innocence dies and survival takes over. She says the words that echo through the series. "This world is cruel, but also beautiful." It's one of the earliest and most jarringest moments in Attack on Titan where we realize this isn't just a war against Titans, it's a war for the soul. The most shocking part, Mikasa doesn't break down. She doesn't scream. She accepts it. A child forced to kill. And from that moment on, she never looks back. This wasn't just a turning point for her character. It was a statement, a warning, that in the world of Attack on Titan, trauma doesn't always break you. Sometimes it turns you into a weapon. And Mikasa, she became one of the deadliest. Coming up at number 4, the moment that proved no one is safe. Not even fan favorites. Number 4, Levi's squad gets slaughtered by the female Titan. They were humanity's best hope. The elite, handpicked by Captain Levi himself, Petra, Oluo, Eld, Gunther. They had style, skill, and confidence to spare. Watching them fly through the trees with synchronized grace, it gave you hope. These were the ones who could finally turn the tide. But Attack on Titan doesn't do hope. Enter the female Titan, a force of nature wrapped in muscle and vengeance. As Levi's squad escorts Eren through the forest, everything seems under control. They've got a plan. They've trained for this. But then she shows up, and the slaughter begins. It's not just that they die, it's how they die. Each one fights with everything they've got. Blades flashing, hearts pounding, using every maneuver they know. And still, it's not enough. She outsmarts them, overpowers them, crushes them like insects. Petra, loyal Petra, dies the most brutal death of them all. Slammed into a tree, her body tossed like garbage. Eren watches it all, helpless, enraged, and in that moment we feel his pain, his fury, his desperation to shift, to do something, anything, to stop it. But Levi told him to trust the squad, and trusting them got them all killed. This wasn't just a massacre, it was a declaration. A reminder that no matter how good you are, how well you fight, or how much you believe in your mission, in this world, Titans don't care. And neither does the story. Coming up next, a twist so cruel, it made fans rewind the episode just to confirm it actually happened. Number 3, Sasha's death. You could hear the collective gasp of millions echo across the planet when it happened. Sasha Blouse, our beloved potato girl, took a bullet to the gut and crumpled to the floor. Just like that. No warning, no build-up, no final stand or glorious farewell. Just a trigger pulled by a vengeful child, Gabby Braun, and one of the most cherished hearts in Attack on Titan stopped beating. Let's rewind. The scouts had just pulled off a risky extraction from Marley. They'd destroyed half a city, left chaos in their wake, and were flying back to Paradis aboard an airship. Victory? Technically. But then Gabby sneaks aboard, filled with rage and trauma of her own. She pulls the rifle, fires, and Sasha drops. The shot was quiet. The aftermath? Deafening. It wasn't just that Sasha died. It was who she was. She was the light, the humor, the hunger, the innocence that somehow survived the darkness. In a world full of tragedy, Sasha was a rare spark of joy, the kind that made you smile just by existing. And now she was gone. The moment hit harder because of its timing, right after the high of the mission, right when fans were finally breathing again. Then boom, a bullet, a fall, and her final word, meet. That one line, it broke us. And then there's Eren. When he hears the news, he laughs. A hollow, chilling laugh that leaves his friends horrified. Because even Eren knows, something inside him is already broken. Sasha's death wasn't just tragic. It was a turning point. The price of vengeance, the start of a darker path, and the moment we all realized, no one is safe, not even the ones we love most. Next up, at number 2, one of the most brutal plot twists in anime history, a reveal that changed everything we thought we knew. Number 2, the basement reveal, the truth about Titans. For 3 whole seasons, we chased it. The key, the basement, the promise that all the answers were hidden behind one locked door in the shattered ruins of Eren's childhood home. It became a symbol of mystery, of hope, of something bigger than the endless slaughter. And then we got in. The door creaked open. Dust filled the air. And what we found wasn't just shocking, it was world-shattering. Inside that basement, tucked away in journals and photographs, was the truth. Titans weren't some mystical curse. They were humans, transformed by science, by politics, by hate. The real enemy wasn't some distant monster species. It was Marley, an empire across the sea using Titan power as weapons of war and sending children like Reiner, Berthold, and Annie to infiltrate Paradis. Suddenly, the story flipped. The last remnants of humanity inside the walls, not the only humans, just a tiny manipulated island, fed lies for generations, weaponized by the outside world. The Titans weren't the ultimate threat. They were pawns in a genocidal cycle that had been repeating for centuries. And Eren, the boy who wanted freedom, was born into a world built to deny it. This moment redefined Attack on Titan. It wasn't just a survival horror anymore. It was political, philosophical, global. It questioned history, memory, truth itself, and for fans, it was a mental reset. Everything we thought we knew, wrong. The basement reveal was a masterclass in long-term storytelling. A twist not designed to shock for shock's sake, but to elevate the entire narrative. And the worst part? It made us realize the final battle wouldn't be against Titans. It would be against humanity itself. And speaking of final battles, coming up at number 1, the most jaw-dropping moment in the entire series. Brace yourself. It's time for the end of the world. Number 1. The rumbling begins. You felt the ground tremble, the sky darkened, the music slowed, and then millions of colossal titans marched. That was the day the rumbling began. Eren Yeager, once the passionate underdog fighting for freedom, had become the harbinger of global annihilation. With a single scream, he unleashed the unimaginable. The titans in the walls, long thought to be a last resort weapon, came to life. Towering shadows, endless rows of death, moving with one purpose: to flatten the world, and all of it, by Eren's will. Let's be clear, this wasn't just shocking, it was apocalyptic. For years, Attack on Titan built its mystery on the fear of the unknown, but here, the fear was known, and it was unstoppable. Eren's face, distorted, monstrous, fused with the skeletal form of the founder, became a symbol of twisted salvation. Not the hero we cheered for, not the boy who once cried for his mother. Now, he was the monster. But here's what made it truly terrifying. You understood him. Eren wasn't just destroying the world for revenge. He believed this was the only way to protect his people, his friends, the island he called home. And that's what broke us, because he wasn't entirely wrong. And that moral grayness, that's what Attack on Titan does best. The rumbling wasn't just a narrative climax, it was a philosophical gut punch, a visual metaphor for inherited hatred, for cycles of violence passed down like a curse. The sheer scale of the moment, titans as far as the eye could see, cities crushed underfoot, terrified nations watching the sky fall, made it the most shocking, most chilling moment in the series. It wasn't just the end of the story, it was the end of the world. But not quite the end of our list, because now it's your turn. And there you have it. 6 moments that shattered expectations, broke hearts, and reminded us why Attack on Titan stands in a league of its own. From surprise betrayals to apocalyptic finales, this anime didn't just raise the stakes, it burned the rulebook. What makes these moments so unforgettable isn't just the shock value, it's the emotional weight behind them. Reiner's confession, Mikasa's first kill, Levi's squad being wiped out, Sasha's final breath, the truth in the basement, the earth-shaking terror of the rumbling. Each one peeled back another layer of humanity, morality, and the brutal cost of survival. Attack on Titan dared to ask hard questions. What are we willing to sacrifice for freedom? How far will we go to protect our people? And when the lines between hero and villain blur, who decides what's right? Now, we want to hear from you. Which moment left you speechless? Was it something we covered? Or did we miss your personal shocker? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and smash that subscribe button for more epic anime breakdowns, straight from the darker side of storytelling. Because here at Nonagon, we don't just rank moments, we dissect legends. Nonagon, your go-to place for epic lists, anime insights, and the darker side of storytelling.